Good morning. My name is Ron Timmermans. I'm one of the many hosts with the Florida Aviation Network, and my day is going to be filled with sun and fun. As a matter of fact, I'm at the 45th Annual International Sun and Fun Fly-In and Expo at Lakeland, Florida. And if you're watching this on live stream, then you're probably not here. I hope you would make your plans to come here later this week and see part of the Fly-In and Expo. It'd be a wonderful time for you. If you're not able to make it at all this year, put this down on your calendar for next year because you will want to come to this fabulous event in Lakeland, Florida. We've had many interesting guests that we've been able to interview this week so far with the Florida Aviation Network, and we've got two more very interesting guests that we're going to introduce to you in just a moment. They are with the JS firm, and they include representatives Abbey Hutter and Sam Scanlon. Abbey, good to have you with us. Sam, good to have you with us as well.
Thank you.
And so Abbey is the director of marketing for the JS firm, and it'd probably be easiest for you to tell us about the JS firm rather than me to try and repeat what you told me earlier. So Abbey, tell us about JS firm, please.
Absolutely. So jsfirm.com is an aviation job website where we have over 400,000 resume members on our website, and it's a place for aviation companies to advertise their job openings. We've been in business now for 20 years this January, and we've been partners with Sun and Fun for 6 years. Sam, you want to add anything?
Yeah, no, I think that pretty much, is a summation of who we are. We've been in business for 20 years. We come from an aviation route. I'm a pilot mechanic myself. And we're just, we're a small company, less than 30 people, and we have 400,000 members on our website.
Wow.
Those are resumes from everything from engineering, pilots, mechanics, and companies advertise their jobs on our website, Ron, and that's how they find people. That's our model. So.
Very good. So, Abbey, I think you mentioned to me your headquarters is in Texas. Is that correct?
Correct. So we're based out of Roanoke, Texas. Sam and I come from our Pittsburgh office.
Okay, good. So you've got representatives all throughout the U.S.
Texas and Pennsylvania.
Texas.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So those are the two major sites. You had mentioned that one of your offices at Roanoke at the Northwest Regional Airport, one that I've flown out of many times. So I used to live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a great airport, and I imagine whoever's in your office there has a great view. Airplanes landing and taking off all the time.
Every time I get to visit, there's always airplanes taking off and landing right out the window. So
yeah, so
it's cool.
I guess that's a jealous point that all of us can have if we don't there. How about your office in the Pittsburgh area? Is it a similarly nice place to work?
It's really nice. We're in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, so it's really nice. We don't have an airport out front.
You don't have an airport?
No,
that's too bad.
We sit close to a bunch of local airports, but
Understood.
Unfortunately it's not right outside of our window.
Okay, so tell us about the process. Someone is interested in marketing their skills in some aviation-related business. They come to you and with a resume. I imagine there's a registration fee or something like that. What's the process for getting listed on your job website?
Absolutely. So I think you're speaking more to a job seeker. So when somebody is looking for a job, we encourage them to upload their resume to our website. It's completely free for job seekers. Job seekers do not pay on JS Firm. They will upload their resume, create an account. They can sign up for job alerts. They can follow companies. So if a certain company they're interested in is hiring, they'll get an email alert. And then on the other side, when companies are hiring, we charge the companies to advertise to those job seekers on our website.
Okay, good. And Sam, you said you've been doing this for 20 years, so what's the resume of firms that you have? I'm not asking you to list all of them. I just wondered, do you have a large number of firms that are looking for job applicants?
Yeah, I remember, Ron, our first company that came on board, and I remember our first applicant. He was a helicopter pilot, and it was a helicopter company.
Oh.
And they actually hired that person.
So you're 1 for 1 to start.
1 for 1. We were batting 1,000, yeah. So it was pretty exciting, and I've watched it grow to over 400,000 members, resume members, and over 4,000 active companies. So if a company is looking for an employee, let's say avionics person, they would advertise their job, a short description, and that job would be propagated throughout our job distribution network, which includes AOPA, EAA, Sun and Fun. We have 50 job distribution networks. So a company advertises a job, and we have an automatic algorithm that matches the resumes that may be in there. So an alert is sent to that avionics person that says, hey, ABC is hiring, and the match is made.
Great. So the algorithm, Steve, looking for keywords as well as specific requests for this part of aviation, or how does that all work? I mean, without getting too technical.
Algorithm is just a big word for
I know.
it. It just matches. We have a system there. So let's say we have in Lakeland, maybe, let's say Florida, we have 10,000 folks on our website. Those folks may be avionics. They may be searching for avionics. So they would say that they want an avionics installation job in Lakeland. When one comes up, it automatically notifies them.
I see. So a job seeker can limit their choice for geographic area?
That's correct. And they can follow different companies. So
Oh yeah, Abbey said that.
it's pretty robust. It's
Yeah.
a great system.
It sounds good.
And companies, our companies really are, it could be a flight school to Boeing. So Boeing uses our website, L3 uses our website, Raytheon, all those big names, but also, the smaller companies.
Okay, so let's focus just for a moment on a small company. So if a small company wants to advertise with you and seek job applicants, what would be the process for them? Again, through the website, do they register and pay a fee, I imagine, based on some scale or whatever?
Yeah.
How does that work? Abbey, can you give us an idea?
It's the same process as far as the company size. It's just a matter of what they're looking for. So depending on how many people they're looking for, we're able to build a package that makes sense for them, that's going to target the job seekers that they're looking for. And it's interesting, even it's small companies as well as schools. Embry-Riddle is running CFI job ads on our website. Polk State runs jobs on our website. So it's really runs the gamut as far as companies that utilize our website to find people.
Yeah.
And Ron, to get back to your question, it's very simple. So it's one click, they register online, we verify the company, and of course we process the credit card. That's why we're all here. But it's very simple.
Very good. So
very simple. They go to jsfirm.com, a company signs up, and they have the ability to post jobs, search resumes, add resumes to their job. It's a recruiting tool as well for them.
Great. Any stats on success rate, Abbey? What's your success rate of filling a job needed by a company?
Well, it's funny, we get asked that a lot. We'd like to think
1,000%.
We'd like to think we're 100%. So we don't actually connect the employers with the employees. We're just the platform for them to connect each other. And it's funny if you think about it, if you're personally looking for a job, you never think to, email jsfirm.com or email, Indeed and say, hey, thanks for the job.
Yeah.
But we have the users, we have the audience that want to connect with each other, so we give them that platform to do that.
So yours is the electronic connection and not the face-to-face or the doing interviews or anything like that.
It's a great way to put it, Ron. Actually, that's a very good way to put it. That explains it. Yeah, we are the digital platform that they use, not the face-to-face.
Very good. I'm getting a more refined look at your firm and what you do now from our discussion today. That's great. Well, I can understand where you wouldn't always hear the feedback from successful job seekers or companies that say thank you for connecting me with the right person.
Where we do hear it is at places like Sun and Fun or the other trade shows we go to, and people will catch our logo or even in the airport and they'll be like, oh my God, JS Firm, I got a job on your website. And we're like, yeah, keep using, tell 2 friends. Yeah.
Good. And that's how you market, through word of mouth. That's great. Well, wonderful. So another note that you had said we should perhaps discuss is career fairs.
Yeah.
So are you involved in career fairs in various locations?
No.
Okay.
So we actually support Sun and Fun. This is our 6th year supporting Sun and Fun with their career fair. We're more than happy to help stimulate the companies to participate. And then we also target our job seekers, and we send emails letting them know that this amazing career fair is happening at Sun and Fun.
Oh,
So we're not in the business of career fairs, but we're in the business of supporting associations that support aviation.
And promoting career
Promoting
fairs,
aviation,
yeah.
especially to the youth. I mean, Sun and Fun is unlike any other association we're familiar with as far as starting at the high school level. So we're super supportive through scholarships with Sun and Fun. We help with their career fair, and it's a trade that we have with them that we've been doing for 6 years now.
Well, great. So our guest just before you came out, Abbey and Sam, was with the Polk County School District, and he was talking, of course, about the Central Florida Aviation Academy, the building next door, and all the high school students that run through there. So this would also be candidates that could submit their resumes and register with the JS firm.
Yes.
And do many of them do that as well?
They do. At the high school level, it's a little bit different because they're not quite...
A little bit early, yeah.
A little bit early,
yeah.
But that doesn't stop us. Even all the volunteers here, we're like, hey, when you graduate or when you're in the industry, don't forget about jsfirm.com.
Yeah, it might be the avenue to getting connected with somebody
Absolutely.
for a job. Well, that's great. So you talked a bit about your association with Sun and Fun, and they are the ones that do career fairs. Is that what you were saying?
How do you want to answer?
What was the question? I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble.
Sun and Fun's business isn't really career fairs either.
I understand.
But I think together we saw the opportunity that there's hundreds of thousands of people that come to Sun and Fun that are in the industry and may or may not be looking for a job. And then there's companies over at the tent. There's American Airlines, Piedmont, Cirrus, Piper. There's 25 companies for the next 3 days that are over there hiring, and it's not just pilots and mechanics. They're looking for marketing specialists, customer service, avionics, dispatchers, flight attendants. So where it's different this year, years past it used to be one day and it was held here in the museum, but we were only able to fit about 11 companies because there's all this awesome aircraft in here. So with the wait list growing each year, we decided to move it to in partnership with Sun and Fun. We thought, what can we do to make it more accessible to everybody? So that was by building a bigger tent, inviting more companies, and opening it to anyone who has a general admission ticket to Sun and Fun is able to go into the career fair.
Good. So the career fair is in a tent, and where is it located in the Sun and Fun campus?
Just outside of the main entrance, the general admission entrance.
Okay.
And it's labeled. It says Career Expo, and it'll take place today, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 2.
Very good. So if you're viewing us now and coming to Sun and Fun later today or tomorrow or Saturday, you'll probably walk by the career fair tent on your way into the general admission, and so stop by. It might be a good opportunity to interact with some other companies, register with JS Firm, and get your resume involved or get your resume poised for being picked up by a company and looked at.
Yeah,
You know, Ron, one of our responsibilities is to sustain the industry. And part of the career fair, we're trying to make it so that people can learn about the jobs that are available. We want young people to go to this. They might not be qualified for a job, but they can see that they can meet American Airlines, they can talk to Piper, they can see what the future holds. So that's one of the things Sun and Fun is trying to do, along with us, is to stimulate the industry as well. There are
Great.
people qualified, interviewing probably right now, getting jobs, but there's also a group of people that are in there exploring, which is very important.
Indeed, it
Sun and
is.
Fun realizes that. It's very important to show, look, these jobs are available, get into this industry, check out what's going on.
Indeed.
So that's really a big part of why we opened it up for 3 days and opened it to general admission.
Very good. And will the two of you be in the tent later today, on or off?
Off and on.
Yeah.
We're supporting it, as Abbey alluded to. We help them stimulate and market the career fair, but we don't operate it. So
Understand.
Yeah,
Understand.
but we will be in there. Every company that's in there advertises jobs on our website, so they are our clients.
Indeed.
So obviously we'll be in there speaking to them, and most of the people that came through because they were notified from us on our website. So
Oh, very good.
we'll be pretty popular within the.
Yeah, one of the other benefits then of job seekers being registered with JS Firm, you'll give them information about upcoming things like career fairs,
Yes.
Headlights or heads up about a company that's hiring or looking for a specific role or whatever, and so that's a great way. Pretty much then their career is opportunities that somewhat on autopilot. At least they'll hear these things without ever having to seek them out, but of course they would want to seek out their own opportunities as well, I'm sure.
Ron, I wanted to bring up one point, some new features that we're bringing out on our website regarding how people search for jobs.
Okay.
Traditionally, looking for a job, you're going to apply for a job when you see it. What we're doing at this point is candidates can come on and search an area and not just find jobs that are available, but find all the companies within that area. So we all know companies are always hiring. That's kind of our philosophy on JS Firms. So now candidates can come in, search an area, find actual job postings, but they can also find all the companies within a 10-mile radius of where they live and actively network on their own. It's a huge feature. You got to be a member of JS Firm to do that,
sure,
but it's enormously valuable to them.
Okay, so in addition just to having their resume available for companies to look at, they can also do their own marketing of their career.
Yeah, we try to teach people how to get jobs, and I think it always goes back to knocking on doors and networking, and we're trying to teach our audience, look, just don't apply to a job. Learn who's in the area. Learn what companies are there. Knock on the door. Network. Try to get in there. That's exactly how you really find a job. So we're training them on the back end as well.
Well, that's great. I remember in my endeavors searching for a job, I was one that wanted to make sure that I would have a proper fit with a firm. So if I knew a firm was hiring, or if I thought I wanted to go to work for a firm, I would do a good bit of research about that firm, find about their work philosophy, their mission, their focus, and their values. And from that, I was able to decide, this is a firm that I want to market myself to. This is a firm I'd like to work for. But these two are probably not a good fit for me. And so this is an opportunity that you have for the job seekers to.
It's exactly what we're trying to do for job seekers, to give them those tools. Just to date me, I used a phone book.
Did you?
To find a job, yeah.
Phone book,
for
those of you
companies.
that don't know
I was
about phone book is one of these big books that listed firms and phone numbers. Steve and I know about that. Abbey probably has studied about it in history, I imagine.
A what? An atlas? Phone book? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. An atlas or a phone book or a road map anymore. We don't use those as much as we once did. So 20 years in this firm, Steve? Were you one of the founders?
20 years, yeah, that's correct.
Were you one of the founders?
Yes, I'm one of the founders, correct.
Very good.
I was operating a 145 repair center, and I was struggling to find folks. And it was 1999. The internet was kind of fresh, And we started, my business partner and I, we figured out a way to try to connect that. And like I said, just grew it one at a time. We solved my initial problem, which was finding people for the 145 repair station that I was running. So once we solved that, we decided that everybody needed it. So
very good. So you built that into a secondary business that now is probably your primary business.
It's our primary business. Yeah, we have 30 great people working for us. And,
how many?
30.
30. That's great. That's great.
It's great.
Well, that's good. So I imagine you do hear a few success stories, people that do come back to you and say, hey, I was able to connect with a firm, or a firm that says, hey, I was able to find some good employees. Do you have any success stories that you'd like to share with us, or are those confidential?
No, that's okay. We'll pick one here right at Sun and Fun. Do you know who Ed Young is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so Sun and Fun ran their job on our website, and that's how they found Ed.
Wow.
So talk about a success story. Ed is great.
Yeah.
This is his first event here, but of course he replaced Rob Williams, who we love dearly. Rob is a great friend of ours, and they needed to replace him. They used JS Firm, and they found Ed. So
that's
Ed's
great.
A continued success story. He's responsible for the museum, running the Center of Excellence. So just to hit as close to home as we can, that would be the most recent success story.
Well, that's great to hear, because Ed was actually on our program earlier this week, and we interviewed Ed and learned about him. I don't think we got quite or at least I didn't hear him speak of the connection with JS Firm, but I imagine he's grateful for the opportunity to get connected. That was a good thing. Steve, you mentioned you were a pilot, so you've been a pilot for a number of years?
Yeah. So it's Sam, by the way, but that's okay. No,
Steve was a previous guy. I'm so sorry, Sam. Sam Scanlon.
Yeah. So Yeah, I learned to fly. You know, it's a traditional story. It's grass strip, champ. You know, a friend gave me a ride, and you know, I'm the youngest of 8 kids, and nobody was involved in aviation, and somebody took me for a ride on a grass strip, and I thought, wow, yeah, this is something I have to get into. So I proceeded to get my AMP and pilot license, and just made a career out of. I worked in the helicopter world for a long time, and so my history's rich in aviation.
Well, that's good. That's good. You're still actively flying?
I am, yeah. I have a Super Cub, and I'm very active. I just love the industry. We're so happy to be involved with Sun and Fun, EAA, these organizations. Very, very fortunate to be part of this, because I love aviation. I mean,
good.
Love it.
And Abby, how long have you been with the firm?
For 5 years now.
And are you a pilot as well?
Not yet. Before coming to JS Firm, I really was clueless as to what all was involved with aviation. And
okay.
So, lost my train of thought. So newer to aviation, but I've now had the chance to attend Sun and Fun and Oshkosh 5 years in a row now.
Wow.
And I'm actually looking into getting my student pilot certificate and
Very
going
good.
for my private pilots.
So this will be the inspiration.
She's got her student certificate. She's working on it. So there's more to come there for a success story from Abby.
Stay tuned for next year.
All right, well, we'll interview you again next year, and we'll expect you to be a private pilot by then. Well, our time has ended for this interesting interview with Abby and Sam. Thank you so much for representing the JS firm and telling us about how job seekers and companies that are looking to hire people in aviation-related industries can be united electronically through their system. More information on their website, jsfirm.com, and in the career fair tent just outside the main gate to Sun and Fun. It's been my pleasure to host this last half-hour interview. I'm Ron Timmermans, one of the hosts with the Florida Aviation Network. Until we see you the next time, blue skies and tailwinds.